We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see him. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time. Ay, I live on a job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah. You can't stop this, no way. Yo.
What's going on, my sister? What's your name? Sharon, nice to meet you, Sharon. I'm Philip. Okay, we're talking to Trayvon. Trayvon, don't try to run away. I ain't gonna let you go yet. I want to ask you a question, Miss Sharon, because we just told it to Trayvon. Who was this man right here on this picture? Trayvon, don't give her the answer. Who is this man? This man right here. It say Jesus Christ. Who do you say he is? There's a black man right here?
Yeah.
Okay, who is this guy? That's a man, right? What's going on, my brothers?
Come on to the city.
Okay, what's good? What's your name? Oh, y'all from Cuba?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm from here.
You from here? Your parents from Cuba?
Yeah.
What about you? Both of your parents from Cuba? Mom and dad. Okay, so look at this sign. The so-called Cubans come from the tribe of Manasseh.
That's right!
That's what God called you, the Manassites, all right? My sister, where are you from? Where's your father from? Is he African American? So God said that you're from the tribe of Judah.
That's
what
right.
about you, my sister? What's your name? I didn't catch your name. Kim. Your father, where's your father from? From Georgia, African American man. So you would also come from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
What we're going to learn today is that the so-called blacks and Hispanics are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
We are from the same family. We have the similar ancestors. Guess what? Go to Jeremiah chapter 50. I want to show you something.
Bring it out.
We all right now are in, what's this city? Where we in? Overtown? We're in Overtown right now. I got my Cuban brothers here and I got my so-called African American people here. We in the same conditions. We living in the same ghetto. We going through the same problem. Come up closer, y'all. Come up closer.
Get out the rain,
Guess
brother.
what? It's a reason why we live in the same place. You want to know why? Because we the same people.
Right.
God said that the so-called blacks and Hispanics in the last days will be going through the things that we're going through now.
Right.
All right? So listen to this. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 33.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
God said that the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. The children of Israel will be you so-called Hispanics today.
Right.
The children of Judah will be you so-called blacks.
Right.
God said that we will be oppressed together.
Right. Out.
We think because they speak Spanish that they not our people. Y'all think that y'all might be a little lighter, that we not the same. But guess what? We are the same people because we got the same struggle. As hard as it is for you to get a job, it's hard for us to get a job too.
Right.
Why? Because we are the same people. Now let me show you the reason why we are suffering together in these last days.
Bring it
Give
out.
me Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. I want to show you why we suffering. Because Kim, are our people suffering right now? What, you say the same thing, right, Sharon? What about the so-called Hispanics? Are you guys suffering right now? In Cuba, are the Cubans suffering in Cuba right now? You better believe it. And you want to know why? We're going to read it. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God.
All right, Miss Sharon. God said if we do not hearken, what does the word hearken mean? Anybody know? Hearken means to listen.
Right.
God said if we don't listen, but listen to what? Read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments,
God said if we don't listen and do all of his commandments, read.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
And all these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God, I'm going to sum it up for you. God said if we do not listen, he would curse us for not keeping his commandments. Now I want y'all to take a look at our neighborhood. Are we living in a blessing or a curse?
Bring it out.
We living in a curse, and that was written in the Bible. Now let's see specifically how he cursed. Before you go, Miss Sharon, read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
God said that his people will be cursed in the city in the last days. We are in Overtown, Liberty City, and we are cursed.
Right.
If you go to, I've been to Atlanta. Our people say that, oh, Atlanta is the black man's Wakanda.
Right.
That's garbage. I've been to Atlanta, and they suffering in Atlanta too.
Right.
Blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
If you go to New York, the same thing. If you go to Cuba, the same thing.
Right.
If you go to Haiti, the same thing. You go to Jamaica, the same thing. God said that we'll be cursed. We dealing with drugs in all of those communities. We dealing with poverty in all of those communities. Why? Because we are the children of Israel. God said that this would happen to us in these last days. Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
All right, let's read that again.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
So God said that we'll be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Now I want to ask you a question, my brother, right here. How are we cursed in the city? Give me some ways that our people, the blacks and Hispanics, are cursed in the city. Come in, come in. You said what? On drugs. Are you dealing with any drugs right now? What you on? What's your issue? Huh? You said, say it again? Boy? Okay, y'all on, okay, you on boy. All right, now I want to read 1 Corinthians 3:16. I'm gonna show you something, right? God said that we will be cursed in the city because we didn't keep his laws. Do you think that God wants you doing boy, doing molly, doing all this type of thing?
Bring it out.
All right, we're gonna get it for you. Listen to this.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
God said that you are the temple of God. The so-called blacks and Hispanics, your body is the temple of God. Hey, my sister, before you go away, this is for you too. Your body is the temple of God, sis. I want you to understand that. But listen to what God said about his temple. Read.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
The Spirit of God dwells in you because you're one of his children.
Right.
You come out of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
God said if you defile his temple, he will destroy you.
Right.
He will destroy you. Because guess what? How many people do we know in this lifetime that passed away? Plenty of people, right? God is letting you know one of the reasons I will destroy you is because you defile my temple.
Right.
You put drugs in my temple. Now we can't even function straight as a people.
Right.
Guess what? And we never gonna escape the ghetto, keep on doing drugs like that.
Right.
All right? Let me ask you a question. Because we talking about defiling our temple, right? Doing drugs and things like that. What's another way that we could defile our temple as men?
Sex, alcohol, gambling.
Sex, alcohol, gambling. What you said, brother?
Oh, never mind. He already nailed it.
Okay, he nailed it. He nailed it. All right. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, I see you got blonde hair. Does your hair naturally grow that way? Okay, you dyed it blonde, right? Give it to me, Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 30. What people on earth grow blonde hair in their head? You say it again? Say it on the mic. Crackers. He said crackers, meaning white people.
Right.
White people grow blonde out of their hair. You know about the history of the conquistadors? Hold the sign up for me, sir.
Bring it out.
This is what happened to, this is what the crackers, like my brother said, did to your ancestors.
Bring it out.
They raped your mothers. They took your daughters out of, they cut babies out of the womb.
Right.
And they grow blonde hair out of their head.
Right.
And now you've taken on the culture of the conquistador, the same people that hate you.
Bring it
and now
out.
you're wearing their hair. But listen to what God said about that hair. Read.
Leviticus chapter 13, verse 30.
Bring it out.
Then the priest shall see the plague,
Read.
and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
God said if there be in your head a yellow thin hair, what's another word for yellow hair? Blonde. That brother on point.
Bring it
He
out.
said blonde. Blonde hair. Now let's see what God said about that blonde hair. Read.
Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
God said that if you got blonde hair in your head, the priest should pronounce you unclean.
Right.
Meaning that's an unclean hair to have in, because you got the same hair of the people that raped your people.
Right.
You got the same hair as the people that hate your guts.
Right.
You got the same hair as the man who want to build up walls to keep the so-called Hispanics out of this country.
Bring it out.
Think about that. Does that make sense? Hey, man, that's garbage, man. When you get home, man, hey, if you got to cut your hair, do whatever you got to do. Because God said that is unclean.
That's right.
Dye his hair.
Dye your hair black. Get that crap. Cut it. Dye it. Do whatever you got to do.
Right.
Never go blonde again.
Right.
Why would you want to look like Trump? DJ Trump?
Bring it out.
DJ DJ Trump hates your guts. I'm gonna tell you straight.
Right.
Cause you from Cuba. Hey, I seen DJ Trump throwing jump shots in Puerto Rico with damn paper towels because he hate Hispanics.
That's right.
He hate their guts.
Right.
And now you got his hair in your head. No,
Bring it out.
no. Give me Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. You know what I want. Give me Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Yeah. Hey, what about you, my brother? You think that that's a smart thing to do, to have blonde in your hair? As the same color as the people that hate your guts? You can't tell the next man? Hey, well, guess what? You know who can't tell the next man to do what? God.
Right.
God. That's why we going to read God's word.
Right.
Because me and you ain't going to tell him nothing. God's going to tell him what to do.
Right.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31.
Bring it out.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
God said, don't envy your oppressors. Who's
Right.
the oppressor of the so-called Hispanics?
Bring it out.
Who is the oppressor of the Hispanic people? Trump? Trump, but it's not just Trump by itself. It's Trump whole race, the crackers, like you said, those crackers. Guess what? God said, don't envy those people that oppress you. And don't choose any of their ways. The blonde hair is their ways, not our ways.
Right.
Our hair grow like the hair of God. We got God's hair in us, because guess what? We're God's children, brother.
Right.
I see you got a Captain America shirt on, right? And you a so-called Cuban. The Americans hate your guts, brother.
Right.
Don't envy any of their ways. Choose none of their ways, because guess what? I'm going to tell you straight. You got ways that's better than their ways. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Hey, my brothers, real quick, before you go, what's your name? Okay, all right, you press the time. Hey, young brother, come back. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art in holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God said, you so-called blacks and Hispanics, you're a holy people. You're the Israelites unto God.
That's right.
Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
God said he chose you to be a special people. Guess what? The so-called blacks and Hispanics, we got the best out of everything.
Right.
We got the best music. We got the best looking women.
That's right.
We got the best culture.
Bring
we got
it out.
the best food. We got the best everything. Because guess what? Because we're chosen by God.
That's right.
God never chose no blonde-headed people. God never chose Captain America. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Read.
Above,
No, we're equal to.
above,
No, the white man and his blonde hair is above.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Guess what? God said the blacks and Hispanics, who are the Israelites, we are above all people on this
That's
earth.
right. That's right.
Meaning, the so-called Chinese man, you're above him. The
Right.
so-called white man, like your friend said, the cracker, we are above him.
Right.
The so-called Arab man, we are above them.
That's right.
And the so-called true African man, we are above everybody.
Right.
So guess what? Why are we trying to follow after people that are beneath us? We got to really ask ourselves that question. Because you had I don't know what happened to your friend, but he was on board. We were saying that you're defiling your temple by doing that. And that's your homie, right?
We just came in here.
He wasn't with y'all. Oh, okay. I was about to say, y'all gotta, that, if he like that, I would be assuming that y'all don't like that. Like, y'all don't smoke weed or anything like that? You smoke weed? Give me quick 1 Corinthians 3:16 again. How do you think that God feels about you smoking weed? What's your
Bring it
name
out.
again? Joshua, good name. And what's your name again, bro? I forgot. Alexander. Alexander and Joshua. I want you to read this. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
God said that you're his temple. All right, Joshua? So with you being the temple of God, do you think that God wants smoke, weed smoke in his temple? You
Bring
think
it
God
out.
is okay, down with the grass? Hell no. We can't be smoking because God said that we're his temple. Remember, he said that we are above all people.
Right.
What people on the earth tell you it's cool to smoke weed? Captain America. That's the people who do it.
Right.
The people with
That's right.
blonde hair. They're the one out here that's telling you could get a card to go get your medical marijuana. God said that's garbage.
Right.
God said don't defile
Bring it
your
out.
temple.
That card
Read.
ain't free. That card is not free.
Read.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
God said, if any man defile his temple, him shall God destroy. Now, we know the ways that we could get destroyed, right? When you look on the cigarette paper or the wrapping paper, I forgot what they call it. The Dutch and all these type of things like that. Don't it have a warning on the back?
Right.
It caused lung cancer. And we still bust that thing open, take out all the damn tobacco, and put our weed in it thinking that we safe.
Bring it out.
God said, if you defile your temple, listen, I'm going to destroy you.
Right.
Think about it. How much money do we spend on weed regularly?
Bring it out.
Think about it. If you had all the money that you spent on weed right now, would you still be in the ghetto right now? Give me Haggai chapter 1 and verse 6. If you spent all the money, if you had all the money that you spent on Boyd, would you be right here in Liberty City right now?
Bring it out.
No. So then Overtown. Would you be in Overtown if you had all the money that you spent on weed? No. The answer is hell no. You probably have enough money to get you an apartment in Fort Lauderdale somewhere nicer. But guess what? We spend all our money on weed. Now listen to what God said when we waste our money like that. Read.
Haggai chapter 1 verse 6.
Bring it out.
He has sown much and bring in little.
God said you sown much, meaning you go to work, you hustle up your little change, but you don't bring in a lot of money.
Right.
One of the main reasons why we don't have nothing to show for our money is because we spend all our money on drugs.
Right.
We make the drug dealer rich as hell.
Bring it
We
out.
make the drug dealer so rich he could drive Bentleys, Ferraris, all kind of nonsense.
Bring it
We
out.
give him every cent we beg for money to give to him.
Right.
Read.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
God said you eating, but you don't have enough food. You're always hungry at the end of the day. Why? Because you keep spending money with Ray Ray and Pookie selling dope.
Right.
You keep on spending all your money, your little money that you got on weed. And you can't figure out like, damn, why can't I get a better job? Damn, why don't I have any money in my pocket? Damn, why I always gotta beg my sister for money? Because you keep smoking. Because you keep smoking the boy. Because you keep smoking weed.
Right.
Because you can't get past your addiction and your lust.
Right.
Read.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
Read.
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm.
You clothe you, but you're not warm. You always looking for another way. You always like, damn, I need another pair of shoes, but I don't got the money.
Right.
But you always seem to find the money when it's time to buy the weed.
Bring it out.
God say, hey, listen, if you destroy your temple, man, I'm going to destroy you.
Right.
Destroy you mentally, physically, financially, destroy. Destruction. You can't figure out how you could get out the ghetto. One of the ways you could get out is by stop smoking smoking the drug. Hey, listen, brother, you got to get off the boy, all right? That thing is killing you slow. God said that he'll destroy you for that, man.
Bring it out.
Read. Go back to 1 Corinthians. Go back to 1 Corinthians. We're going to touch on this some more. What's the reason why y'all smoke weed? For both of y'all homies, why y'all smoke weed?
I smoke weed to help me sleep a little better.
Right. You smoke weed to sleep a little better. What about you, bro?
I smoke a crystal.
You say you smoke what?
Crystal meth.
You smoke crystal meth too. Why? Why you on weed, crystal? You do crystal meth too?
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. What's the reason why y'all doing dope, doing crystal meth? What's the reason? Why are we doing those things?
I want you to talk to him.
I'm gonna show you why. Give me Deuteronomy 28. Fail with longing all the day long. 65. Right, brother. What plagues our community? What's your name, bro? Say it again. Black. What plagues our community, black? As so-called blacks and Hispanic. What hurts our community? What's the thing that's destroying our community at a rapid rate? Dope, drugs. Right?
Right.
How you feel about smoking? You do any drugs? All right, listen to this. I'm gonna show y'all why y'all smoke, and I'm gonna show you how we could get out of it. Read. What verse is it? Give me 65.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 65.
Bring it out.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Remember, God said that he would curse the so-called blacks and Hispanics, we the Israelites. He said he would curse us for not keeping his commandments. Now he said among those nations, where we at? In Cuba, in Florida, and wherever the hell we at, we will not find ease. The reason why we don't have ease, brothers, is because of the drugs.
That's right.
The reason why we don't have ease, brothers, is because we don't keep the commandments.
Right.
The reason why we don't have ease is because we envy our oppressors.
Right.
That's the reason why now you feel the need that you got to be on meth. You got to be on weed and all these type of things.
Bring it out.
Because you feel like there's no way out. But guess what? The thing that you are doing is actually pushing you further back.
Right.
Read.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Read.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
Hey, black. God said that he would give the so-called blacks and Hispanics a trembling heart and no ease in this community. What's the ways that we have a trembling heart now? What just happened to George Floyd, Mr. Black?
Bring it out.
Say it again. What happened to George? Y'all know who George Floyd is, right?
Of course.
All right. What happened to George Floyd?
The cops strangled him and he couldn't breathe. They couldn't stop strangling him.
Right.
Nobody didn't do nothing.
And nobody ain't do nothing. And guess what? The reason why these things are happening to our community, the so-called blacks and Hispanics, is because we do not listen to his commandments.
Right.
We don't have no protection now. Because guess what? If we did keep God's commandments, I'm going to tell you where we'll be. We'll be ruling the earth.
That's right.
That's your true position as so-called Hispanic men
Right.
that come out of the tribe of Manasseh.
That's
You're
right.
supposed to be the leaders of the world,
Right.
ruling. But now we got a trembling heart. Now we got to be afraid when the police stop us. Now we can't get a job because we can't piss clean.
Bring it out.
Read.
That's more important right
And failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
Read.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
God said your life, because you don't keep my commandments, your life will be in doubt.
Right.
Meaning every time that you do that meth, the thought will be in the back of your head like, hey, maybe I might OD this time.
Bring it out.
Might not make it.
You might not make it this time. So what would be the answer? Stop that fear. What would be the way to get yourself a better job? What would be the way to save up a little bit more money so
Right.
you could be in a better community?
Right.
The answer is clear. What should both of you guys start doing? You should stop.
That's right.
Stop.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.